Hi everyone, my name is Melissa van Dijk, and in today's video I want to talk about post-inflammatory erythema and how this type of redness actually fades. Now, post-inflammatory erythema is not pigmentation and it's not scarring. It has to do with how blood flow in the skin reacts after inflammation. When the skin is inflamed, for example with acne, the tiny blood vessels in that area can widen and become more sensitive. And even when the inflammation itself settles, those blood vessels don't always calm down right away. So the skin can stay red even though the acne in that area has already improved or changed. And the reason for that is not that there's something in the skin that needs to be removed. What happens instead is that the skin slowly moves back towards its normal state over time. That process happens from within the skin and it follows its own natural course. And this is also where a lot of the confusion comes from. Because when you look this up, you will often see explanations or even AI summaries that list certain products or ingredients that are said to help fade post-inflammatory erythema. And when you read that, it's easy to get the impression that those things are actively fading the redness. But what's actually happening is a bit different. When you use products that are calming or soothing, the skin often feels more comfortable, is less reactive, and sometimes the redness looks less noticeable. But that doesn't mean the product is directly controlling how fast the redness fades. What is going on is reducing ongoing irritation at the surface, which makes it easier for the skin to settle. So the product changes how the skin feels and behaves in that moment, not how the deeper recovery process itself works. So what actually helps here isn't finding the right product to erase the redness, but reducing anything that keeps the skin irritated. The less often the skin is triggered, the easier it is for that redness to slowly settle on its own. This is also why post-inflammatory erythema can take a long time to fade. Blood vessels don't calm down overnight, and anything that keeps irritating the skin can slow that process down. So if the redness doesn't go away right away, that doesn't automatically mean that something is wrong or that the skin is damaged. Very often it just means the skin is still reacting to ongoing inflammation or is still in a recovery phase. And this is also why trying to speed things up by adding more active products or more treatments can sometimes keep the redness around longer, not shorter. So when post-inflammatory erythema is described as something that fades because of certain products, what's really being described is better tolerance at the skin's surface and less ongoing irritation, not direct control over the fading process itself. So when it comes to what you can actually do, the most important part is not pushing the skin to respond over and over again. Instead, supporting the skin, keeping irritation low, and giving it time usually matters much more than trying to fade the redness directly. And once that makes sense, it becomes much easier to set realistic expectations. Not in terms of forcing the redness to disappear, but in terms of supporting the skin while it slowly returns to its normal state on its own. And I hope that helped clarify what post-inflammatory erythema actually is and how it fades. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!